Looks like we're going supernova.
Hey! What's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the DNA Design DK-51 Nova Prime Upgrade Kit. So here we are, and there it is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging right up front here. We just have some bits and pieces. Pretty cool how they have that oriented though. DK-51 Nova Prime Upgrade Kits. That should not be there. I say that every time, I know, but it doesn't stop being true. Anyway, on this side, DK-51, 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 words, things, barcodes on the back of the box, obligatory product shots, and that's basically it for the packaging. And moving right along, here we have the upgrade kit for Legacy Nova Prime. And here is everything we get with the kit. We do get a good amount of stuff here, so let's run through everything we get with this kit. First off, we get some new wings. Well, not new wings, they're basically wing extensions. These are going to clip onto the existing wings. You can see we have these extensions here with some nice gold paint amps, and these sections are on a hinge. I can move up and down. They're on a double hinge here. So you basically kind of angle those how you want. So that's pretty cool. We get a pair of blasters here. Some nice looking blasters. We get a pair of those. We get a lovely sword. And I love the shade of transparent blue they use. That looks really nice. Some nice silver there as well. Good looking sword. We get some feet, basically some booties to put on them. Some extensions, some lifts. Again, some nice paint there. Some nice detail. And hollow on the other side. We got some pegs there for connection points. We got these bits here. These are more for the alt mode than anything. Just done in white with some bits of gunmetal gray in there. We get new hands. Some new posable hands. Got some nice gold. And we have posable fingies. They're just on a hinge at the base, but still, we got some posable fingies there, which is always nice. Always welcome. We get a new crotch plates right there. With some gold on it. This little block here, this is more for the alt mode than anything else, but it does serve as storage as well for the sword in the robot mode. We get some filler pieces here for the cannons, and I think these are the same filler pieces that came with the Cybertron Prime that he just repainted, because they do have the little storage points for the extra weapons that he does not come with. So yeah, I think these are just reused pieces, but that's fine. And that is everything you get with this kit. So let's show off how all of this connects to Nova Prime. Alright, so here we have Nova Prime, so we're just going to start from the bottom and work our way up. So first we're going to install these foot pieces here. So how these work is you want to rotate to section 180, and you have this post here. You want to flip out, just rotate that and flip that up. And then we just come under here. You want to flip in these heel extensions. You will not need those. And these will just plug in right there. Just give them a good little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Get them sitting flush. And give it a good wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Again, get all that sitting nice and flush. And there you go. Now he has great strength of feet. And now these pieces here are just going to, you're going to use this big tab right here. It's just going to slot into this gap right here. So you're just going to take that and just drop that down, and now he has a great strength of knees. And then we bring in the new crotch plate, and this will just tab over the existing crotch plate. And just tab that on, like so. It does have these movable skirt panels there, and now he has great strength of crotch. Now for the new hands, we will have to do a little bit of surgery here, so we need to undo these two screws right here, so get those undone. And once those have been undone, you just remove that, and you just remove the existing hand and put in the new hand, and just put this panel back on. Get your screws back in place. And now, you guessed it, and now, whisker! And you do the same thing on the other side, and now you have great strength of hands. So now for the cannons, we have these filler pieces here, and you're just going to fold this section in, and just push that in. We'll fill that in. You want to fold this in at the bottom, and that will just slot in right there. And then you can bring those up, and now you have some nice solid looking cannons. Now this section here is just going to slide into the back. You can slide it on either side. I prefer to do it on the right side, but this just slides right in. It does friction quite well. You can just bring that back down, and that just sits right there. And the last thing to do is attach the wings, and these are just going to attach via a post and a tab here. Just going to plug in right here and into the base of the wing itself. So just line all that up, and just, oops, there we go, line that up like so. And it just plugs right in, and second verse just like the first. Just line that up and plug that in like so. And there we have Nova Prime upgraded, and he looks awesome. He really does. I especially love the wing extensions. That looks really cool. And, you know, we just get a little bit of bulk here and there. Gives him some extra height as well. Again, fills in those cannons, which is nice because those hollow bits just kind of staring at you in the face. Yeah, not very pretty. So fills that in quite nicely. Definitely makes him look more imposing, and just for a quick comparison here he is with Megatronus, and you can see that the booties here do give him some extra height, so now he's a little bit taller than Megatronus there. But yeah, it all attaches nicely, smoothly, and makes for a great look in the end, in my opinion. Now, as far as the sword goes, you can store this on his back. You can see his two tabs here are going to go into the slot here in this section that we installed. That just frictions right in, so now we can have the sword on his back. As far as the big old cannons here, obviously you can hold these as handheld weapons. As far as storage, I guess you could always just attach them, you know, here to these ports, although they're quite large. They do kind of... They're a bit bulky, but you know, you can plug them there if you want to plug them there, or maybe plug them in upside down so they're not totally in the way. I mean, things you can do if you want to do it. And in case you're wondering, yes, these cannons are Blush compatible. Yes, they are Blush compatible. You can plug these right in, like so, and we can do a big old Nova Oh, that upgraded Nova Blush. And of course you can have him wielding his mighty sword. You can do whatever you want with these wings. You can have these aimed forward, do whatever you want. As always, your toy displayed however you wish. So that is basically it for the robot mode, and I think it does a good job here. It all integrates quite nicely, and yeah, I dig it. I really dig this. But let's get down to transformation, shall we? Let's. So, to transform him, now we do have to remove parts. Now, bear in mind, he's a parts former anyway, so this is just doing a little bit of extra parts for me. So we have to remove the knee pieces. We have to remove the feeties. Remove his little booties. We do have to remove the crotch plate. That has to come off also. And it's a problematic crotch. It does hold in quite securely. Come on. Come on, crotch. There we go. And we do need to remove this little section right here on his back. The wings we can leave attached. But... there we go. So we have to remove all that, and everything else you're going to transform exactly the same way. Of course, we're going to do something different with the wings, but the robot itself we're going to transform the same way, so I'll get that done real quick. Now how storage for the new crotch plate is going to work is you're going to take this section here, you're going to open this up, and this is going to tab in to these slots right here on either side. So just get that slotted in like so, and there's your storage there. Okay, so we have the trailer connected up as usual, and now we're going to deal with these parts right here. So you want to take these two halves and just peg them together. And now this will plug in to the top right here. And that will look like that. And now this will peg into this port right here, essentially giving him a nose extension. And then we just bring in these parts and flip those in, and now these will connect right here, thusly and thusly. So it looks like that. And now we are going to bring in the feet parts here, and we're going to flip this post in, we're going to rotate this 180, and now we're going to bring out this post. And now this is going to plug into that port right here on the side. So just plug that in. Oops. You, how dare you. Disrespectful. Disrespect. There we go. Just plug that into the one side. Plug the other one in to the other side. And you can see how that's filling all that in. So now what we're going to do with the wings is we're going to take all these sections here. We're going to rotate them 180. And we're going to take this bottom wing here, and this will come back, and this will tab right into the slot right here. Just line it up and tab that in. And now we're going to take this, bring it down. It will sit over these two tabs to secure that in place. And then each section will just tab over the other like so. And we can bring these down. Now, if you want to still use these original blasters, you totally can, and the new blasters will just peg into this port here on the side. So that's an option. Hooray for options. Options are good, but me personally, you know what? I never like these, so those are going to go. And you can just peg these directly onto the back like that. And last but not least, for the sword is just going to peg into the crotch plate there, and just sit right there and fill all that in. And there we have our upgraded Nova Prime in his alt mode. You can't really spin him that well, he's big, but yeah, there he is in his alt mode, and I think that looks great. That's just a beef truck with a side of awesome. I dig it. I personally really dig it. And it all integrates, again, very well. I like it. I really like it. I think this looks cool, and just kind of, you know, no pun intended, although pun very much intended, it totally, like, transforms the alt mode. It just makes it look like this big, just, you know, armored vehicle of murder death, and I dig it. I personally really dig it. Again, everything incorporates very nicely. He still rolls, as rolling things should. Hooray for rolling! And oops, that's just getting caught up on stuff there on my table, but yeah. That's really cool. I really dig the way that looks. And all these cannons are bluish compatible. We could just plug in a bunch of bluishes here, do all the bluishing. Those are some tight bluishes, but they work. We can plug in those bluishes there. We can plug in some bluishes here. We can just do all kinds of bluishing. Much bluishing to be had. But again, that looks quite cool. Again, I think this is a solid kit in my opinion. I personally really love it, but yeah, there you go. So there you have the DNA kit for Nova Prime, and yeah, I love this kit. I think this kit is great. It makes the robot mode look a lot more imposing, and it also makes the truck mode just look all kinds of beef-tastic. It makes the alt mode look like its own thing as opposed to just, you know, a repaint of Prime. And again, everything integrates really nicely, no fuss, no muss, easy installation, and yeah, I'm very happy with this kit. I think this kit is awesome. I think they did a great job here with this one. I am most pleased, but there you go. Now, I picked this up from BigBadToyStore.com. I'll put a link to their site in the description down below so you can check that out. And I think that's it, so don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Love, Peace, Paranormal, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below, and I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So, there is the DNA Design DK-51 Nova Prime Upgrade Kit, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face.